This is CARER, C-A-R-E-R, and it is bottle warmer, portable baby milk warmer with LCD. So this is what it looks like. I will post the links down below. I had looked into one of these. So my daughter's almost 11 months old, so she's almost done with formula. So I really wish I would have had this earlier, but I'll save it in case I have future children. I will be perfectly honest with you now. How I do her formula, probably everything I do is probably wrong, but I've done it for a long time and it's fine. So I do the water in a different container, like a little Medela container, because I use Dr. Brown bottles for Bridget and I don't feel like they shake very well. They like spew all over the place. So I'll warm the water in a different container in the microwave. And I don't do a lot of water. So if I do like 4 ounces, I'll do like 15 seconds. I've kind of learned my microwave and it's not hot. It is just like warm to the touch. There's no hot spots because it's really not in there long enough. Then I put in the formula, then I shake, shake, shake. Then I dump it into the bottle, which I feel like takes a lot of the bubbles out. But I also wish I had the formula mixer when Bridget was little. And I wish I would have known about it because we ended up buying like a little, it's almost like a frother, like a milk frother, but it was a formula mixer because we thought a lot of her issues were gas in the formula from me shaking it, gas bubbles. So anyway, let's get started with the formula or the bottle warmer. So I will only be trying this with water because I don't have breast milk. So I cannot vouch for breast milk. So when I got it, I took this top off and I cleaned this with soap, this part, because the water does touch this part. And Dr. Brown bottles absolutely do not fit on this. I don't know if they have an adapter. I didn't see one for Dr. Brown, but maybe that's something they'll come out with. So what I did is with the twins, I use Avent bottles. And because I warm her formula in different bottles anyway, it doesn't really matter to me. I am going to be using this to warm the water up. And that is totally fine with me. The Avents fit perfectly on here without the adapter. So I'll just warm the water in that and dump it into the other one. So that's fine with me. So the box comes with instructions, a USB plug to charge it up, and the bottle warmer. The on-off button's on the bottom. So you press and hold and it turns on. And you can pick your temperature, 39, 42, or 45 if you just keep pressing it. I think it is a little warm for my baby because my baby is only getting just barely warmed milk because she's 11 months. She's gonna be transitioning off of formula. And so when we go out in public, what I do is I'll warm her water for like a minute. And then by the time we get to where we're going, it's like an hour later, the water is just like lukewarm, just not cold. It's pretty much back to room temperature. But this would be super nice to use. Now I'm gonna time it when I warm the water. It is not super quick, but it's meant for portability. It's meant to take out in public. It's meant when you have no other options. And I think it might've been great. So probably what I would have done is maybe like started the water warming in the car so that when I got to wherever I was going, it was done and cooled down a bit so it wasn't like super hot. So let me show you how it works. So I added about 5 milliliters of water to my bottle. So you turn this upside down and screw it in the top. Don't screw it too tight or you'll unscrew it. You're gonna turn it on and then turn it over and it's gonna start heating up the bottle. I'm gonna time it so I can let you know how long. The cool thing about this is it has a like keep warm setting. So if you warm the bottle and then something happens and you're not ready, it will keep it warm. So if you wanna start ahead of time, especially with water, if you wanna start ahead of time and get it warm so that your baby's not like screaming, that's kind of cool too. So like I said, I've used this before and the negative of this is it doesn't have an adapter for Dr. Brown. I did have it leak a little bit when I took the water off. I'll see if it does it this time. But overall, I actually thought this was great. Again, it's a little hot for my liking because my daughter's weaning off of formula and I want her to be more towards room temperature, but it's no problem to let it cool down. It's really not. The cool thing about this is I have been so many places out and about where I've taken 2 bottles and the second bottle is not warm at all. So this would be really nice to have like in the car. It's still, we're on 6 minutes and it is just starting to get to temperature. So not the quickest, but if you know, think ahead, you can have your bottle warming while you're getting whatever ready, changing a diaper, whatever you need to do. Because let's be honest, my method of the microwave is fast, but a bottle warmer isn't fast, and boiling water and putting your bottle in it isn't fast either, because technically you're supposed to heat your bottles slow and evenly. So this is probably about average for warming a bottle. So it just beeped telling me it was done, and it's been about 9 minutes. I like that this will stay warm. So now this will stay warm just sitting on here if you get busy doing something. So you want to hold the base and the bottle and flip it together, because you don't want the top to fall off the base. So if you do it like that, you're probably not going to have any leaks, see? And then unscrew the top. So I don't think that the leaking problem is enough to make me say I wouldn't buy this, but it's definitely something to consider if you're looking into this, that you just, you know, it's not a tight screw. So when you put it on, you want to make sure you're turning it over nice, and you are going to get a little water. And then, so if that's something that bothers you, a little bit of water leaking, you know, it's just something to think about. That's been my only issue with this, is that it doesn't fit the Dr. Brown bottles, and it has a little bit of a leaking problem. It doesn't leak while it's warming per se. I've tried this a couple times, and it doesn't leak while it's warming. So if you put the bottle and you warm it, it does not leak. But when you turn it over, you just have to really be careful. So I hold the bottle tight to the base and then flip it, and then it's fine. So it's just, you know, you kind of have to use your common sense. So it's warmed, and it's again, it's hotter than I would do, but that's okay. So I'm gonna put the water in the Dr. Brown's, and when my baby wakes up, we'll mix it and we'll see how the mix